From Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to make another layout, and the layout is going to be this one. So this is my sketch, and this sketch is from scrapbook.com. You go into the gallery tab, and it's the project types and craft tab, and they have a lot of sketches in there. So I'm going to do this sketch, and the products that I'm going to be using and then the reason I chose this sketch because it has a doily, and I just purchased the Martha Stewart Craft Circle Edge Punch Starter Kit with 2 extra punches. So I want to give it a try, so that's why I want to create that sketch. For my flowers, I'm going to use some flowers from that I got from like the dollar store. So usually what I do is I get those flowers and I cut them apart, pull the center out, and then you can use those flowers like you see there. So I'm going to be using these flowers. I also use the leaves with those flowers. So what I basically do is pull the leaf out like so, and then I use that and I hot glue it in place. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using this sticker by Gypsy. This is a Gypsy sticker that I got at Michael's. It was on sale. So I'm going to be using these butterfly stickers. And that's going to be for the butterflies here. My title, I'm going to be using this cardstock for the title. And this cardstock for my butterflies and stickers. And then I'm going to be using another product that I haven't used for a while. My word stamp. It's a magnetic word stamp. Let me show you what it is. It's just stamps like this, and they have nice little words. So I'm going to be using that for my strips here. And so that's going to be my strip there, and that's pretty much it for this strip right here. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to start cutting the papers. Oh, and I'm going to use only one picture. I'm going to start cutting my papers. Oh, before I continue, I want to show you the papers I'm going to be using. I'm going to use these 3 colors. And this is from the Luxury Stack from Die Cut with a View. So let me show you a little bit the stack so you can see the papers. And they're pretty papers. They're mainly for like wedding. I can see using and for elegant papers or heritage papers. And that's why I bought it, because it has that sheen. Plus, it's very good for wedding. So let me go ahead and get started. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to use my Martha Stewart Edge Punch Starter Kit. It makes these doilies. And you can see here, it's going to make these doilies. And then the trick for this is, this thing, you can pull them out. But you insert the little, whatever this is, this carrier. Then you get this punch. This punch comes with the kit. And you get this inner plate. You push a lever, push it back, insert the plate. And actually it needs to go the other way around, so it fits perfectly. So like I did it earlier, it was not fitting because it's not the right placement. It needs to be the smooth surface on top, and then it locks in place like you see there. It has strong magnets that you're going to place that. You're going to put your paper here with these strong magnets, and it'll hold it in place. Then there is this lever here, so I'm going to do, let's say, a 9-inch, 10-inch doily. So you're going to move the lever to 10-inch. Then you're going to move this, the rocker here, or whatever this is, where the arrow is. There's an arrow right there. You can see that arrow. You're going to move that arrow to the 10-inch. Which is right, let's see, this is 12-inch, 11, 6, 6.5, 7, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, and 10. So that's my 10-inch right there. And then I'm going to make sure this is on 10. Then I'm going to pull this. This is also another magnet. Then I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to put, there's a little marking right there. You're going to put your paper right there on the mark, wherever it's marked. Okay. Make sure you lay it there. Then you're going to lay this down. And it grabs it. Then you're going to lay this down. And it grabs it. And then push down. Pull up. And it should turn. You hear it clicks on its own. Then push down. Pull up. Oh, there. Got it. Got to make sure it grabs. And you'll see on the end, because I was having a little difficulty trying to get those magnets to grab, that there was going to be it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to look nice once I finish the layout using this circle. So the thing you need to make sure it's seated well. All the magnets are grabbing correctly onto your paper. I must have moved it because it didn't do it exactly in the middle, but that's okay. This is going to be tucked under my design. So there you have a perfect doily. And the doily measures 10 inches. 10 inches by 10 inches, or it's a perfect 10 inches around. Okay, so now to clean this, you just simply take take it over you could take this out and then just clean it over your trash can. And that's it. Okay, so we have this, the doily already. And it's the layout. I'm creating this layout. So that's for my doily. Now the next thing I need to do is mat my pictures and cut my paper. So I'm going to speed up the video and I'm going to start cutting all my layers. And then I'm using the E-Cake Success Scallop Punch, Border Punch. Even though it's supposed to emboss little dots around the edge of the scallop, it doesn't. So it's perfect for that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this Fisker edge tearer. And I'm just tearing the edge. And then I'm going to create two big tears, one on the left upper hand and one on the right lower hand. And then I'm going to start matting my pictures. And I decided to use my, that is called the perfect edge or the perfect frame, and it makes perfect frame, or perfect mats around your pages. So every once in a while I'll refer back to the layout, so that way I kind of keep my layout pretty similar to the sketch. And then these word strips, that's why I didn't use the stamp that I was planning to use, because it didn't have words that I wanted to use. So what I took on my typewriter and I cut strips, word strips. Then I took that stamp from Gypsy and I stamped it on just regular cardstock, and then I'm using my watercolor paint to kind of paint my butterflies. And even though I'm going off the edges, that's on purpose, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them out after I dry them. So you take your heat gun and just make sure they're nice and dry before you cut it. But another thing, I wanted to give it a little sparkle, so I went ahead and put some Glimmer Glam, homemade Glimmer Glam that I created with gel paint and just glitter, and that gives it a nice little glitter on your papers or your stamp embellishments. Then I'm just distressing the edges, putting some distressing ink, and I'm using the Vintage Photo for my distressing ink. And I'm distressing also the edges of all my layers. And now I'm ready to place my layers down. And I'm using just double adhesive. You can use glue stick, but I decided just to use a double adhesive. Then I'm going to use some glue for my doily. And I'm going to place before I place my picture, I'm going to start putting all my strips, my layer strips. And then I'm using the hot glue, and actually that glue gun kind of died on me when I tried to use it for my second layout. But I'm using hot glue to place my my flowers. And then all my butterflies, I'm popping them with pop dots. And actually I don't use pop dot, I just use like foam tape or mounting tape to put my butterflies. And what you see on my fingers, those are little rubber fingers that when you're using real hot glue, they come in handy because I tend to burn my fingers all the time using hot glue. So I'm just placing more of my butterflies around my pages. And I really like how the butterfly look, you know, with just a stamp, ink, some cardstock. You can really make embellishments that are impressive, but yet cost effective. They're not that expensive. And you can create your own versions of the butterflies. So here I spell the word cuñada. In Spanish means sister-in-law, because this is a picture of my mother and my aunt. But notice that the strip didn't quite make it. The title is longer than my strips, so I put that butterfly to camouflage that I was short with my strip. Okay, this is my layout, and I added butterflies in it. So 3 butterflies to create a visual triangle here, 3 flowers, and then you have a visual triangle here. And to balance it out, this strip is shorter than my title. So I went ahead and put another embellishment here so that way you will not see that it's shorter than my title. And then I put another butterfly here to balance out the title. And I put a little bit of rhinestones on top of my centers. And then I put my journaling in strips, and I used my typewriter. And that's pretty much it. So this is my layout. Hope you like it. Thank you for watching. Bye.